Hi, I'm Larry. I put up the 3dgtower.com website sometime around the beginning of 2017. This is the fourth iteration of the website, yet I still don't call myself a web designer. I came up with the first 3D printed grow tower long before they ever started showing up on Thingiverse. I fine-tuned things in a live production, commercial-scale greenhouse. Lots of half-baked knockoffs have appeared on Thingiverse since then, but it's easy to tell that they're all untested and unproven attempts merely based on the outside appearance of my design. I came up with the 3DG Tower after reverse engineering the ZipGrow Tower and debunking all of the wild claims of greatness from Nate's story about them. I was obviously correct about everything because Nate actually took the time to contact me and complain about that, and because I made my findings and diagrams publicly available online. Nate said his was a patented design, but the truth is that it's just a method patent, and it's actually owned by the University of Wyoming in Laramie. You can't actually patent a vinyl fence post sleeve stuffed with Polyflow brand pond filter media. It's unfortunate that it isn't actually a patented design, because it's a flawed design that should never be duplicated. Food for thought here. A patent is worthless if you don't have the money to enforce it and litigate infringement cases in court. I didn't do anything that constituted infringement. I just examined the design and patent filing to either confirm or debunk the greatness of the ZipGrow Tower. The 3DG Tower costs far less to create and avoids all of the pitfalls that I discovered in the ZipGrow Tower design. No media is required inside of the tower, which will plug up with plant roots as well as fish waste when used in an aquaponics system. Plants in the 3DG Tower are horizontally separated to prevent shadows on lower plants, which also helps prevent mold growth. Whereas the ZipGrow Tower grows all plants in one straight line, which must be spaced far enough apart to prevent lower plants from living in shadows, which will result in mold growth. This results in the ZipGrow Tower only being able to grow half as many plants per foot as the 3DG Tower. So you actually pay 4 times as much for a grow tower that's only half as productive. After testing the 3DG Tower extensively in an indoor setting, I decided that these need to be tested in a commercial greenhouse setting. So I decided to build a commercial scale test environment and begin development of my own greenhouse climate control and automation system. Every part of my greenhouse was built from ideas in my head, not from any plans or diagrams. Starting back around 2010, the TV show 60 Minutes Australia featured Murray Hallam and his aquaponics systems. Many people adopted the notion that Murray actually invented aquaponics. With Murray being the charlatan that he is, he leaned right into this and started selling his systems as well as his courses. Sorry, I'll pass. There was no way that I was paying that kind of price for a bunch of basic plumbing parts. I learned far more about aquaponics and system design from Rob Gray, aka Rob Bob. His plain English videos are all that I followed when designing all of my growing systems in the greenhouse. I've noticed that when people seek to complicate this stuff with technical jargon like Murray Hallam and Nate Story do, that's a dead giveaway of a charlatan who only wants to make you codependent upon them. As I built the greenhouse and growing systems, it became clear to me what I needed to monitor and what would be best to automate. This is how Climate Czar was born, but it never even had a name for the 4 years that I developed it. It only got a name when I decided to make it open source and publish it on GitHub. It's still under constant enhancement to this day. Climate Czar is completely open-ended and has no hardware brand dependencies. It's safe to say that it actually has features that haven't even been thought of yet because of its open-ended design. If you have a sensor that outputs a numeric value and it can be read from the command line, then it'll work with Climate Czar. From there, you simply choose an action to perform based on the values that the sensor returns. Sensors can either be off-the-shelf devices or anything that a kid in a STEM class can build with an Arduino or ESP32. This is why Climate Czar beats any commercial system for climate control or automation. Climate Czar can be tuned to work with your operation, rather than you having to adjust your operation in order to work with the limitations of some company's proprietary system. Check out the links at the top of this page. Feel free to send an email from the contact page if you have any questions. Panhandle Ponics R&D isn't a large corporation. You'll get a reply the same day. Thanks for taking time to visit this website.